Yeah, I said that. I said, you're not going to kill me, right? Which is kind of funny, considering all that shit, but whatever.
So how did it come about? How did you set up a call with John Mcafee?
We Tamara.
How did we? Yeah, I was trying to think. How did we? I have no idea how. I don't remember how we first started kind of talking to him, but I've kind of talked to Janice, and she promised us an interview. Like right, she said that we could come and see them. So and this is Yuki and I's luck. So as soon as we set that up, and we're all excited about, we're gonna go see them. They don't live that far from us, or at the time, and we were gonna go see them. And then all of a sudden, they were like on the road, road. They were off on a trip. So, and I think it's when they started doing the Bahamas thing. So then they set up that we were going to come see them in the Bahamas, and we were going to hang out with them in the Bahamas, which was a little terrifying, but also kind of exciting.
Yeah,
so
a
we
little
were
bit.
Planning for that. We were booking the rooms. We were setting all that up, and then they were on the run again. So we missed that too.
Oh, I need to add a lot of money on this screen. I'm streaming on, I think I got it up on Periscope and YouTube and Twitch right now. I don't know if you guys could go look and see.
No.
Well, I'm just on Twitter.
Yeah.
Not you guys. I meant the other guys.
Oh.
Not the hosts.
Oh, wait, you know what? I can't invite people up because you're hosts.
You can't? You should. You're a co-host.
I don't think.
Oh, I might. Maybe I can.
Oh, maybe try it, but I'm not sure. I think that so maybe just tell. I don't know. Who do you want to invite?
I'm sending emojis out to everyone.
All right. So, what's the dealio, Johnny? What you got? What's happening? You got a lot of stuff going on.
I'll tell you what. If you can bring anyone up, bring David Pitch and bring Michael up.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, Michael. Okay.
Would anyone put your hands up? Feel free to join us.
Add a speaker.
This is not a private thing.
Yeah, just get in there and start creating. Start testing.
Who's the David?
Hi.
David is David, the guy in the lower right down there? No.
Sorry, one second. Sorry.
Which is the other?
Say that again?
I don't see another David. Date. Which one, Johnny?
Well, you only have. I would say find two or three ads that have been very successful in the past. And
David Pitch
to 3 or 4.
Okay. Oh, got it.
New audience ad sets.
Might have to mute Michael there.
For a total of $50 for that particular campaign.
How do I mute him?
And
I'm interested in this call now.
Oh. Okay, I removed him as a speaker.
How's the campaign going?
Yeah. Michael's like, oh shit, I'm live now.
David, oh man, so many of our friends are here tonight. Add David Pitch, add Victor Freso. These are two of our friends from Barcelona, local friends here in Barcelona.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And add Michael later when he's finished his call. He puts his hand up.
Right.
Victor Fresno.
Sorry, to jump back to the Mcafee thing. So they were on the run, right? They're on the yacht in that video where you're chatting to them.
Mm-hmm.
Or they like chatting to you over the satellite internet or something?
This was back when they were living in they were living in Tennessee.
No, they did that on the boat.
Oh no, yeah, no, that interview, that's right. They were on the boat. That's funny, that's right. They were on the boat.
So I doubt anyone listening that doesn't know who John Mcafee is, but if they don't, can one of you to like give a quick a background of who John Mcafee is?
I'm gonna pass this to Yuki.
So John Mcafee is like a extremely well known, like he's the antivirus guy. He's the guy who like McAfee's is
anti-vax, antivirus.
Yeah, virus. But he recently got into some shit because of like there was like allegations that he got like someone killed or something, like, or their dog. What was the story with that? They did
do not throw it to me.
They did a documentary, and yeah. So, and I don't know the details on that. That's not a good thing, obviously, but now he's so they were on the run, not for that stuff, it was more for like taxes and shit.
Yeah,
and they were on the run for like the longest time, and that's when we spoke to them. They're on a boat, and then so John, as people may know, is now in prison in Barcelona, right?
Yeah, like in a Spanish.
Yeah.
I don't know, a Spanish prison. I don't know.
Yeah. So, but that's John is he's a big character, and he's I'm surprised anyone doesn't know who he is, but yeah.
But also, so one thing I read, I didn't read the proper story, but the whole thing about like a pump and dump like to Bitcoin scandal. But like, isn't it a bit hard to quantify what is pump and dump with Bitcoin?
Yeah, right.
What now?
So basically, one of the things he's accused of is basically expanding the value of a potential
coin,
coin, and then selling it off, and then pump and dump.
Oh, right. I know what you're saying. So yeah, I guess like when I first got on crypto Twitter, this was 2017, early 2018. I remember that, like, he would do like coins and things, and they would fucking pump to oblivion. And I think maybe he, I don't want to speak out of school here, but I think he was getting investigated for that or something too, possibly. But yeah.
Yeah, but like Eclectic Method saying, how do you know? I mean, sometimes you do something, you have no idea what that project is going to be, or is that what you're saying, kind of, Johnny?
Yeah. I'm basically saying like pump and dump with like taking on loads of people's money when you rightfully know it's not going to go in any direction is one thing. With the cryptocurrency, it's like no one knows where it's going.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe a couple people, but definitely not the masses.
Well, so Johnny, not trying to switch subjects here, but let's switch subjects. What's up with your drop? You did a drop on Super Rare, right?
Oh, yeah, today we put out Laser Cats versus Gun Dogs.
Nice.
It's a very silly, joyous video we love very much. Maria did all the meows.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So is this Laser Cats based on like the Saturday Night Live skit kind of thing?
Actually, I'm gonna go on Twitter now. Someone said it to me on Twitter. I was like, laser, because we've been doing Gun Dogs for a while.
Yeah.
Gun Dogs was like we took a dog and we rotoscoped, we cut its head out, and then we stuck it on top of a gun from a movie that we rotoscoped up, and it was just a joke on Gun Dogs. Gun Dogs are for like hunting, but if you stuck a head of a dog on a gun, it's a gun dog. So that was just that. And then I'm actually just googling it or searching it now. But someone mentioned it the other day. Yeah. It wasn't Saturday Night Live. It was some other thing.
Oh, okay.
I must find it. But they sent me like a gift. I was like, okay, yeah, that's a great idea. So I did Laser Cats versus Gun Dogs. Maria did all the voices. We started designing the helmet and stuff. But yeah, so that's our drop of the Super Rare, Laser Cats versus Gun Dogs.
I love the meow thing.
Well, you've been killing it, bro, and you and Maria have been killing it in the NFT scene, y'all. Like, congrats on your latest stuff. What was the last thing you did that just...
Oh, last week we did I Love You, which is something we made.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
8 years ago. No? Yes,
Wow.
8 years ago. And it's the movie Charade, which is in the public domain. It's Audrey Hepburn is the star. But it's in the public domain because they filed it wrong when they first put the movie out. They didn't put the correct wording of copyright and the year, and just because of that one simple mistake, it went into the public domain immediately.
Oh, wow.
And ever since then, it's been in the public domain. So yeah, that's why we remixed it, and we're going to do a few more. Yeah.
Wow, are there a lot that are like that?
Yeah, we only after we did that. Did we start thinking of all the public domain stuff we've done in the past?
Right.
And now there's loads of kung fu movies in public domain. There's loads of sci-fi movies.
Oh.
There's the original Flash Gordon is all in the public domain.
What? Are you serious? The original Flash Gordon?
One, I think it's the 40s.
Right.
Oh, not the cool one. Not the one.
There is no cool one.
Oh, calm down, Tamara. Flash Gordon is amazing. You know
there is a cool one. Yeah, the Queen one. The Queen one is the cool one.
Absolutely.
Which
Thank
one
you.
is the Queen one?
That's the 80s one. The one with. Yes.
So this guy, we're dating, and he brings. Well, we're living together. But
who? Which guy?
You bring home movies. He's, this is back in Blockbuster days. He goes off to Blockbuster, comes back with videos. He comes back with Flash Gordon and Barbarella.
Yeah, and what's wrong with that? What's the problem?
There was nothing wrong with it. It was a very interesting weekend.
Barbarella is also a classic. Flash Gordon is a classic. There's no argument, honestly. So.
Yeah, date night. We tried to watch movies last night. We did actually, but what was the dragon one? Maria wanted to watch the dragon one, and then I made us watch Godzilla versus King Kong.
Was that good?
But we've just fast forwarded to the monster fights. We're just like monster fight, and humans are talking. Humans are talking. Fast forward, humans talking. Straight to the monster fight, and it's amazing. Yeah, it was amazing.
What's the one she wants to watch?
Oh, wow, man. It's that dragon movie.
It's got it's a cute animation dragon.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen it.
Oh,
People return to stone, and then...
Oh, that sounds cool.
Raya.
Oh, okay. I saw
Raya and the Last Dragon. It is beautiful, actually.
Okay. That seems... See, that... Yeah, so is that going to be tonight? Tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe we're gonna stay up. We're gonna stay up for a lot of money's drop because a lot of money's doing 6:30 Eastern PM. He's doing the drop on Nifty. He's got 3 pieces.
Oh, cool.
And so I really want to see that going live.
Yeah, I love a lot.
A lot of money is the man. He is. I saw him on Twitter like years ago, and I instantly DM'd him, and I'm like, dude, I fucking love you. I love your shit. I'm a Monty Python fan, so when you like mix like what his stuff with Monty Python, it's like perfect. And then the thing you did too, Johnny, with you have like a connection with Monty Python yourself because you did a mix and they actually contacted you, the actual Monty Python people.
The people.
Right, Johnny boy, Johnny baby. Back me up, Johnny. Johnny.
He ran away.
Come on, man, you're making me look foolish. Maria.
Okay, settle down.
We lost him.
It's okay. You're making me laugh.
Jim's laughing.
Oh, sorry. Our son woke up, so I had to go check on him.
Oh.
That's always the hardest. Like, I always feel stressed out for you when you're putting him down, like, then all this excitement's going on, because I know you're in there and, like, you want him just to go to sleep, so you want to get out, but you being anxious or trying to get out makes him probably stay up later.
Yeah, they can.
I get my GIF on.
Yeah.
They can sense when we're stressed, the kids, and then they really, yeah.
They can sense when we're doing something.
It's like
we want to.
They're basically like animals. Like children are like animals, and they can sense when we're fearful, And
our son's hearing is so good. Like we're in the kitchen, and then he's like, "What did you say?" And I was like, "Nothing." He's like, "I know what you said."
Uh-huh.
Busted. Yeah. Yep. They're too good like that. I know. I was gonna about our kid. Speaking of a lot of money, I once DM'd a lot of money a picture of Kyan's art, or when he was 9. He used to super glue wasps to paper, and I DM'd this to do a lot of money. He was like, "I love the art. Keep it up."
Yeah, like they weren't live wasps. For all you,
it is cool though.
Some of them might have been. We have like wasps every spring or summer. They're all over the house, and they stung him, so he doesn't like wasps. So if he finds them, he would glue them to the paper and create art around them.
Oh, that is cute.
It's very creative.
Yes, he's a creative boy.
Oh yeah.
And not anymore. He doesn't really do any art anymore. It's just all videos and YouTube videos, and like all the kids these days, I guess.
Oh yeah, and we just got Just Dance, and now we're like starting. I think he's becoming a great choreographer now. He's like, oh yeah, it's so adorable when he does all these moves.
That's so cute. We're so behind. We had like Dance Dance Revolution. I mean, that's like from the early 2000s or something, right? Is that that's the new thing? That's the new thing all the kids are doing.
Just Dance, man. I love it. I love it. I use it as exercise.
I bet it is. It is like it gets you going. So I need to talk about the alien thing because I was only able to watch like half of the video, and now that's like all my mind can go to.
The what?
Johnny's trying to log on right now.
I'm inviting Jonathan Mann. He Johnny DM'd me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Now Jonathan Mann is he makes badass like all kinds of like theme songs and stuff, right?
Well, he does like a song a day.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
I invited you up here, John.
Okay.
Yeah, he does a song a day. Johnny, tell us who Jonathan Mann is.
Oh, add Jonathan Mann if you can.
I did.
He's right here in the audience. Jonathan Mann Jonathan Mann has been doing a song every day.
Yeah.
He's a songwriter, animator, like artist, general remixer. He's about to hit his 4,500th song.
Oh, wow.
And on the day he does his 4,500th song, we're going to release remixes from the year one he started doing song a days.
Wow.
And the year one song a days, the people who bought there's 365 obviously, and the people who bought them, they entered them for a competition, and 10 of them got chosen for remixes. I remix them, and then we have all these amazing artists, animation artists, doing videos for every remix. And we've got like, he brought in some of the best crypto artists about right at the moment.
Yeah.
People, yeah.
Johnny, I could listen to you describe this, like, just
I was about to lift.
I could listen to you describe this like for hours. So just keep going. This is like.
No, I was about to lift off. Hey, welcome, Jonathan. Good to see you.
Hi.
No, I was about to list off the artists like Bananakin, Brian Brinkman, Chris Piasek. I'm probably going to mangle some of these names.
Yeah.
Piasek, thank you.
Chris Piasek actually has been doing an illustration a day as long as Beeple has. He's been doing an illustration a day longer than I've been doing a song. I've been doing almost 13 years. I think Beeple's in his 14th year, and Chris is also in his 14th year. I think him and Beeple actually, like calculus or something, like they figured it out at the exact same moment. They started doing it at the same time. But he's new. Chris Piasek is actually new in the crypto space, but he's been doing a drawing a day forever.
How do you guys have the whatever that word is to do something every day? What is that called, Tamara?
Motivation?
Yeah, that, and there's another word for it. There's a better word than motivation. Discipline. How do you...
the insanity?
Yes.
But before you go on, you're saying he's new to the crypto space. Jonathan, when was your first super rare?
My first super rare was I was just looking at it actually. I believe it was in 2018. I think it was in like May 2018 or something. I did like a little GIF that I made in May of 2018. Yeah.
Nice. And you're a CryptoPunk owner, right?
Yeah, I bought a CryptoPunk also in 2018. I wrote a song about CryptoPunks as soon as I discovered it in 2017, and then I waited like 3 months, and it felt like by the time I actually bought a CryptoPunk in February of 2018, it was like I was like, oh man, I've waited such a long time now to buy a CryptoPunk. I better do this before. And so I bought one for 0.1 ETH, which at that time was $85.
Damn.
And of course, and it was in no way an investment. It was simply because I love the project so much, so it didn't even occur to me to buy more than one. It's like, why would I need more than one? Like, I got one. He's awesome. He's my guy. His name is Lucky Dan, and it didn't. And then autoglyphs too. Like when they came out with autoglyphs, I was like, oh, fuck, this is so cool. I love these guys. Like I'm gonna buy an autoglyph, and it didn't even occur to me to get more than one. Like I don't know. It didn't even cross my mind.
What's the cheapest punk right now? Like 100,000?
Like 30 ETH. 30 ETH is where they're sitting currently. They got a big bump because of Christie's.
Wow.
That's the floor.
Wow.
But also, Jonathan, you started Digitally Rare, which was like the first NFT art podcast. Is that fair to say?
So the very first crypto art podcast was by DJ Skrilla and this woman Cynthia Gayton, and they started a podcast called Art on the Blockchain, and that started actually in 2016. But that was not NFT focused. Like me and Matt Condon, we started Digitally Rare in 2018, and that was like the first only NFT. Like we've only ever talked about NFTs on that podcast. Yeah. It's wild too. Like it's so wild to see the world come to embrace and then also hate how much the world like loves and hates NFTs.
Let me tell you why they hate NFTs. You know why? Because they don't fucking own any, and they're jealous and they're salty. Okay.
See, I have a theory too about why people hate NFTs. And what was just really crazy is when I like over the last 3 months, and I'm sure you guys have this experience where like suddenly people who knew nothing about NFTs started suddenly like tweeting about it, and you're like, wait, so and so is actually this happened with you, Eclectic, like with you, Johnny, like I was like, oh my god, Eclectic Method is tweeting about NFTs. This is so exciting. This is crazy. This is amazing. But then on the flip side of it, like there's people who are like are hating it. And I think honestly, like the hatred is like, I think you're right. I mean, I think there is like a sort of jealousy about how much fun we're all clearly having.
Yes.
But I also think there's this element of like anything having to do with crypto. There's like there's this sort of like crypto bro culture that exists, Mm-hmm. And I think people conflate the world of NFTs, which is vast and varied and in my experience, just so full of a whole variety of different kinds of people who are doing it for different reasons. And they see it, and they just see it as being part of the same kind of crypto bro culture, and they just assume that that's what it is. And that's where I think the meme of like, it's a pyramid scheme, like whatever, blah, 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 that's where it comes from, is they're like, well, if it's crypto, then it has to be, part of that, part of the ICO scams and everything. Like it has to be all part of that same pot. And how to get them, I don't know. I've lost followers over it and stuff now, which is sort of funny to me, but I don't know how to convince those people otherwise. It's probably too late, but
yeah, I don't think there's any like convincing them. I mean, like what's the point? I mean, just go about doing your thing, and I don't think there's any way to convince someone who already has their mindset. They just have to kind of eventually see it themselves. So I don't think there's anything we can do to open their eyes.
As someone who's addicted to crypto Twitter, and I've been on it for 3 years every day in the past 3 years.
Straight. 24/7.
I will say that I really, really like the fact that NFTs have blown up, and all the art that I'm seeing now. I'm like, okay, so like 2 years ago, it was fucking charts and boring shit. And Tamara and I on crypto Twitter, we're kind of like, we're shit posters, or at least I am. I don't, talk about crypto very much at all. And I'm so fucking happy that now there's all this art, this awesome fucking art. And it's not just like, it's everything. It's all art. Yeah, it's everything. It's not even just like pictures. It's like fucking what Johnny's doing with video and and it's cool.
Just insane.
I dig it. You know what I mean? And I'm glad it's here. And yeah, the people. Here's one thing I was gonna say, and then I'll let other people speak because I go on rants, and I'm sorry, but I'm very happy to no longer be seeing the people going, bro, I just right clicked your thing, I got it for free. You know what I mean? Like that's finally stopped. There's a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. First of all, a lot of money. We've never spoken, and we've been friends for like 3 years.
Look at that.
He sang us songs, though. We have his songs.
Oh yes, I remember that. You can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Hey.
Yeah, totally.
That's cool.
Yo, thank you for coming and joining us.
Yeah, it took me some time because I was trying from the PC and it's not working on PC. So I had to install everything.
Can we jump back to talking about that Mcafee video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that Mcafee video, like the remix of Euclid and Tamara, features the Mcafee video prominently, and like it's a lot of money. What can you tell me about your perspective of that video? Like what happened that night?
Yeah.
That night it was my birthday. It was the 5th of March, and Euclid decided at the end of the show to have a shout out and to wish me a happy birthday, and so John and Janice joined in and wished me a happy birthday. And just after that, John asked me to work on his Twitter banner, and then it started. And for 1 year, it never stopped. He was asking me for graphics every day. He had an idea per hour, and I worked for John Mcafee for a year and a half, in a very intensive way, and it was great. And it all started that night with Euclid and Oaks on this show.
Yay! That's cool.
And everything everything that comes after that started here, really, because I didn't have as much success as I had after John Mcafee. You know, it gave a credibility to my work for a lot of people, and it was very easier after that.
Yeah, well, a lot of money is awesome. Like he did work for us on our. I mean, he's done our banner. He's done so much stuff for this whole community. Just
for free.
Look, there's like a lot of money art, but for free, yeah. So he's the best. He's always treated us great. So we had to shout out his birthday, and I'm so glad that it was appreciated. You know, that Janice and John, joined in. That was so cool.
yes, that was completely amazing. I recorded this video. I still have it on my hard drive. So it's an important moment in my life.
Yeah, I have to say, like, I did a remix of A Lot of Money. I've done a remix to you guys, and only A Lot of Money and Fatboy Slim have ever given me something after I did a remix for free, because I'd done a remix for like 100+ people for fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did a remix for Fatboy Slim, and he saw it. He was like, "Oh, I'll put it on my DVD," and he gave me money afterwards.
Yeah.
And A Lot of Money gave us an NFT after doing a remix of him. It's like to feel so appreciated.
Yes.
And,
that's the best. That is the best.
I really appreciated your work. You know, it was a fucking gift you gave me.
Yeah.
It still is. You know, I had to give you something back. It was impossible for me to do it here.
I was so touched. Like, honestly, so many times we don't expect anything. Like, just remixed it for fun. You know what I mean? So like, when someone gives you something back, it's like, oh my god, that's such a level of appreciation. And we've become friends since then, and it's just like totally awesome. But I want to circle back to the Mcafee thing, because what I found so interesting about the Mcafee thing is when I was remixing you were talking about Mcafee, but also the start of your like breaking away from being part of like doing a design job for a corporation into totally free art, and that's all tied into cryptocurrency. And what I've noticed with you is it's not just about making art; it's about the cryptocurrency and the cryptocurrency's attachment to art. So, like, how does Mcafee like attach to how you found freedom via a cryptocurrency attached to art? Do you know what I mean?
No, the freedom I got from during 1 year and a half. I had a lot of time when I started working on Twitter and making things for the community. I had a lot of time. I was at home, and during almost a year, I had a lot of free time, and Mcafee made me realize that it was possible for me to make a living out of my art. Just before I discovered the NFTs, and all the things that I loved in cryptocurrencies are about the financial revolution that is coming, and to me it was a rabbit hole that took me to Mcafee. He is also in search of freedom with the currencies. He made a lot of funny things, but deeply is someone that is looking for freedom. And I think that was a common point we had with the sense of humor is really hilarious. And to me it was a great experience, and I can't wait to see him get out of the problem he is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he might have a case against, because pump and dump schemes for shares are one thing, pump and dump schemes for cryptocurrency are another. He might have a case for being it's no one in their right mind doesn't think it's speculative,
Yeah. Yes, of course. At first, it was just a problem of taxes that he refused to pay to the United States. For 3 years, he never paid any taxes.
Yeah.
And as long as it was that kind of accusation, there was a chance for him to get out quickly. But now that there are all this pump and dump accusation with all the proof they have and all the people that were around those pump and dump, I think he needs a very good pool of lawyer now.
Yeah.
And when I was remixing, you were talking about the tax issues. Like you have in France, I think all of us live in different countries and deal with cryptocurrencies. I know Crypto Euclid and Tamara deal with this. But what are the tax rules like in France?
In France, we have some kind of a flat tax for crypto. It's 30% of the value you have gained. For example, if you had $100 that are now $1,000, you will pay on the $900 30% of the $9,000. That's the flat tax that applies, I think, in all Europe now.
I think it's actually 23 here in Spain.
Okay, no, it's higher here.
Oh.
Yeah, on profit loss, yeah, it's 23%. But when you pay tax on earnings as a crypto artist, do you pay on the moment your crypto art sells?
It depends. If I cash out the cryptocurrency on the day I earn it, I just have the social taxes and the professional taxes on this. If I wait a little and, for example, Ethereum gain 20%, I will have to pay 30% of those 20% plus all the other taxes I had for work and social taxes.
Man, every time we sell Ethereum now, I get a bit giddy. I'm like, oh no, this is horrible.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sell as less as possible. I don't need much money to live, so I'm trying to. I know that where we are going, we don't need euro. So.
Yeah, we're like that too. We've learned to spend very little. So yeah, the NFT stuff is crazy.
Yeah,
we haven't.
As long as I have a computer, I'm okay.
Okay. We haven't done our crypto tax stuff yet because I didn't make anything in crypto last year. But I just want to point out that those are high numbers. But when we pay our taxes here, we don't get any health care.
Yes.
We don't get any child support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I feel like I would gladly pay those prices to get to not have to fucking worry about any of that stuff.
I'm not complaining about paying taxes, because all of my life I wanted to pay more taxes.
Right. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. We don't have as high taxes here in the United States, but we have like no health
There's
care.
a broken up digital thing, but I wanted to not change the subject slightly, but a lot of money. You ever dropped tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Nifty Gateway, 3 pieces. But before talking about that, I want to talk about your style, because like we've cemented in Terry Gilliam's style of cutout animation, but you do it in this most beautiful modern way.
Sorry.
That was weird. It was like I don't know what happened with him. He's
I think it was Twitter Spaces doing a massive delay. No, but I was just saying, to a lot of money, your styles is planted in Terry Gilliam's style of cutting up animations. I'm a huge Monty Python fan. I grew up in London. Monty Python was naturally on the TV all the time, and that mashup style, that fanzine cutout montage style, was, I guess, the first mashup I ever saw. 6-7 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's the first. It's what I ended up doing for a career, is mashups and remixes, and it's the same thing. It's like the same thing in music you do in art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm really fascinated by how you landed on that style when you were decided you know what, I'm gonna take classic paintings and make them into these beautiful comedic art explorations.
I always worked with college, and all the Twitter header I did, that's where I kind of found a certain style and a certain way to compose. And right after that, when I discovered the NFT world, I realized that I was using a lot of copyrighted materials in my Twitter headers. You had some Lisa Simpson, you had lots of things that was not possible on Super Rare. And when I was accepted on Super Rare, I had to find a way to continue to have the same feeling, but to work with copyrighted free materials. So naturally, I went to old classical paintings because I wanted beautiful things. And in the world of non-copyrighted material, it's not easy to find beautiful things. So the best way to find it was to go back in time, and the free first pieces I sent to Super Rare were 3 different paintings that I animated, and I think that's where it all started, and that's where I started working with classical art. And I'm still doing pieces that are purely made with elements I can find or create myself. But I still love to go back in those old paintings, just because it's fun to give them a second life in the NFT world. And it's nice to have fun with them, even if it's irreverent. But I think some people are getting into those painting after now. They're looking after the artist and looking what he has done, because you take a look at them from a different perspective. But most of the time, there are many details that give you the envy to look for more.
Of watching your loops to realize where the cycles happen, you know what I mean? Because it's you loop things quickly, then slowly, and then your piece on Super Rare right now with the baby with the laser eyes, the spider, the momentum, the train, it looks like the Batmobile going back in the background.
No, it's not. It's the Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh man, okay, yeah.
Yes, I have a partnership with Cybertruck. He just don't know about it yet. There's a Cybertruck in my business.
Cody talks about perfect loops, and I totally agree with him. Perfect loops are the most beautiful things in terms of you can just get lost in them.
Yes, infinity is something I like.
Yeah.
What's a perfect loop?
Infinity's a long time.
Yes, especially when you come to the end.
A perfect loop is basically where the end of when you're watching it, the end of it is the same as the beginning. So something happens, but the end is so perfectly the beginning that you can watch it for half an hour, even though it's only 2 or 8 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it like
sometimes I start from
like the Pink Floyd The Wall album is a perfect loop, correct? Yes, it is. It is.
I mean, okay.
Pink Floyd used a lot of loops. Like the first techno I ever heard was Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd used synthesizers, and they would loop riffs. They basically program loops with synthesizers that had like voltage that determined when a note was being played. And that was the first time I ever heard techno, like really young, 6 years old or something.
Wow.
And a lot of the German movement, the techno movement, were using Pink Floyd sounds.
Yeah.
Well, Kraftwerk were a band like Pink Floyd before. They got into like full-on synthesis and drum machines and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, but no. To bring it back to the Nifty drop today, it's so interesting. Like, I mean, I've noticed from my short time in crypto art the conversation between scarcity and abundance, and the whole thing of people who like super rare, who like people who do one-on-ones, and the Nifty's this whole totally other thing where people will like mint things at high pace. So can you talk a little bit about the difference between one-on-ones and like the Nifty drop fast-paced action?
Right.
Yes, to me it's something completely different. They created some kind of fast and furious auctions, and it's something that works pretty well because we have now a huge market. It's a worldwide market, and they call them open edition, but the maximum is 10,000, and 10,000 edition, even in the arts, even in the when the artists are printing some of their paintings, there's sometimes about 50,000 editions of those printed paintings. So to me, that's not something that's really, really annoying in terms of scarcity. And there are still collectors that want to have a one-on-one piece, and so everybody can get a piece depending on his level of investment, with that kind of system. I think it's a pretty good thing. I'm not sure I would make an open edition every month on Nifty Gateway because it would. I think it would be too much. But something like 2 or 3 drops per year at Nifty is, I think, a good thing for an artist.
Nice, and they bring a lot of new, interesting people into the scene. People that probably wouldn't assume that they could make NFTs or get involved.
I got a question.
That's yes.
That pack open edition, the cube thing, was that the Sotheby's auction? Like, was that the big anticipated thing, or is that, you know what I mean? A lot of money. What I'm saying, what I'm asking. Because remember,
no, I don't get the question.
Okay, so you know how Beeple was on, what was it? What was the big auction house?
It was it was not for the it was
Christie's. Okay, is PAC still gonna go on like Sotheby's, or was that it? Because wasn't that affiliated with Sotheby's, that open edition drop he just did?
Yes. I think it's going to be more and more. They're going to be more and more into NFTs because for them the world, the art world was seduced by NFTs because there always have been a problem to identify the pieces in art, and there were many fake paintings that were sold for millions during the last decade. So for big auction houses, NFT is some kind of a dream, because you have the perfect product. You don't need insurance to send it to anyone who bought it. I think that for them, they're gonna get bigger and bigger on NFTs. And right now, they had to pick artists from the NFT world, but sooner or later, all of their artists are gonna make NFTs.
So we're just getting started. We're early.
Yes. Oh, totally. Yes, totally. We are early in the technology and in the adoption of the blockchain as a media, as a way to store art and to sell art.
Can you say
that's
What?
That's just so interesting about like the last time there was a crash in Bitcoin and people talking about the crash coming again and the fear of the crash and people have to be sensible. So it's like a lot of our friends talk to us about crypto and they're like, you know, there's going to be a crash. This is crazy. This is a bubble. This is going to crash. And you have to agree with them to just avoid an argument. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they're kind of in this thing, like the difference now is huge hedge funds putting their money into Bitcoin, huge hedge funds putting their money into Ethereum, Visa using Ethereum as a system for doing electronic payments, debt payments being paid off in Ethereum, and governments accepting Ethereum debt payments, all these things, like just making it more secure. I mean, obviously you can't guarantee it's a constant rise in price. That's silly to expect, but it kind of feels like it hasn't found its price.
I think right now we're still on everything is still going to keep on going as it is right now and pretty fast. But at some point, everybody is going to get into NFT. Everybody will want to be part of this, like everybody wanted to be part of the internet at some point and was buying website without knowing exactly what it was for, and they just wanted internet because they wanted the website. Everybody was talking about this, and that's where the internet exploded. So we now know where internet has gone since. It's still alive and bigger than it was, and it's going to be the same, I think, for NFTs at some point. There's going to be too much people, too much NFTs. You're going to go to your butcher and you're going to buy some meat, and maybe he's going to give you 2 NFTs to have a promotion and a reduction at the hairdresser just next. So it's going to be something that is going to get crazy at some point, but we are not there yet. I think it still has room to grow very big time.
Do you have a credit card that's linked to one of your like crypto accounts?
Yes, I have one. It's more a place where I'm sending Ethereum sometimes when I need cash, but than a place where I store money. But yes, I have a way to pay in with a credit card and crypto if I need. Yes.
So you guys,
yeah, we were talking.
Go ahead, Johnny.
No, we were talking about this earlier today, that the whole crypto having value thing and everyone jumping into crypto right now. One of the things that's interesting is this article I was sharing with you earlier is that a lot of celebrities have moved into crypto, and some of them have had great responses, but some of them had not great responses. And it's like celebrity and huge social media pool doesn't naturally translate into NFT sales, but people like you, Xcopy, Trevor Jones, they're really outselling celebrities at the moment based on this, like, you are the real art now, because I feel like more eyes are on art because of crypto art and electronic art and Twitter and Instagram and digital media basically than have ever been on paintings.
Yeah,
here.
Because it's easier to be part of this. I have no idea how you take part of an auction at Christie's or elsewhere. You have to be there. You have to, or you could. I don't even know how you do that. Now you can collect art with your phone, and everybody on the planet can do this. So it's totally different.
But for example, last year Picasso sold something like $250 million worth of art in resales. But people sold less than that. But I'm sure more humans have experienced people's art than have experienced Picasso in the last 12 months.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So can I ask you guys a question? You, Johnny, and a lot of money. So what are your thoughts on people cashing out all his Ethereum? Do you guys think that was a cool move, or who gives a fuck?
I think it's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it. he was not in the crypto community anytime, it took me some time, even as someone who was really involved in crypto. It took me some time to really understand and believe in it, and I think he's not there yet. He might regret right now because he could have something like maybe double his money or something. And
I think he cashed out at like 1,600.
Yeah.
Oh, poor boy.
Yeah. I was going to ask you guys that. When do you guys cash out, or do you ever? Because a lot of money, you said that you haven't, and you're not really going to. But like, that's always the question. Like, are you guys just going to keep riding this Ethereum thing on up and hold it in Ethereum, or do you guys want to cash out into? Go ahead.
So here in Spain, we have to pay taxes up front, right? So we just announced the first 3 months of what we earn. We do it honestly because it's so easy to track what we've sold. There's no point in lying. It's just going to get yourself in trouble. So we announced it, and we had to cash out a bunch of Ethereum last week to pay them. And it's painful. It's very painful. That's how I feel. Like we cash out like what we need to buy a computer, what we need to buy games for the Nintendo Switch, and that's it.
Same thing here. I'm trying to keep as much as I can because I really believe in this, and I'm cashing out only things that I need to, or that would be life changing. So if at some point I can buy a house, I will think about it because I'm living in a small apartment. And if at some point I can get a house, yes, I will cash out at this point, maybe.
Right. I got
My wife and I agreed that we would do 30% a month of what I earn in crypto, and that literally just like pays that in the last few months that I've been making money doing it, like that pays our bills. Like I lost a lot of income with the pandemic. I used to do a lot of live stuff, and so this we cash out 30% and I leave 70% per month, and that seems to work pretty well so far.
Right. It's probably like always reevaluating based on needs and
exactly.
So
if I could chime in, as a music maker and fledgling NFT maker, when it comes to crypto and cashing out, I think that's always the challenge that we have as artists, right? Because we've all come from a world where it really is about making an income, and art is kind of that function to get there. Whereas with this crypto art, you can really make art, and if you build it and people celebrate it and trade it, the residuals from it take the request or the requirement of having money off the table. Suddenly you're making art, and just each time it finds a new fan, it's possible that it could literally just fund the ability to make more art.
Yeah, that's a total freedom for artists. I think there will not be a lot of people earning millions with NFTs, but there will be millions of people making a living out of their art with the NFTs. Mm-hmm. I think the image of the poor artist is something that is going to disappear in the coming years, because everybody can now find someone who can fall in love with his work. It was maybe difficult to sell a painting in your village, maybe difficult to sell a painting in your city. Now you have the whole world that can have a look at your work, and you'll have a good chance that someone buys it.
I have a question for the artists. Okay, we all just went through a really hard event. This past year has been extremely difficult for the world. Now, during, for example, the late 1960s, early 70s, there was a lot of art and music that happened because of the Vietnam War. It was another time when things were crazy. Do you feel that these really hard times that we just went through, has it inspired you guys to create things that maybe you wouldn't have done before? Or how has the events, all this COVID and all this civil unrest and all this crazy shit that's happening, How has that affected your art? Johnny?
It definitely did me, doing like my song a day thing, especially early on in the pandemic. You know, that first like heavy duty lockdown here in the States, when I had like the kids were home and my time just got severely limited. It like really focused on it sort of made me focus on what was happening with my daily song. I had like 2 hours a day where I'd normally have like a good 6 or 7 hours a day. And it made me like really hone in on what it felt like to be basically stuck at home with the kids and just like watching everything happening. So I felt like, especially in those early days, it affected me quite heavily. You can go back, you know, a year ago and hear the songs that I was doing during that time, and they're all, you know, every other song is a COVID related song in one way or another.
Yeah. Am I coming in okay? I think we're maxing out spaces and it's glitching. Are you guys hearing me okay?
You're good right now.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, occasional delay, but you're okay. I was going to say, on Jonathan's point, both me and Jonathan Mann, I think we do a lot of political remixes. So we've kind of also, on top of the COVID thing, we've come out of like a really contentious time in American politics. And whilst that's been kind of depressing, and a lot of dark stuff happening.
Right.
As someone who like spoofs that and remixes that, it's been kind of fun.
It's been a golden age.
Yeah.
In some ways, which is sad, you know. But like you said, it's sad, but it's true.
No, but crypto art's been my escape from that, because before it was like, you know, you remix Mike Pence's "Fly on the Head" and you get 2 million people watching it in 24 hours. But at the same time, it's like then you make a piece of art you're very proud of, and only like 800 people watch it, or a few hundred people watch it, and it's that thing of like crypto art's really free that, because I think the other interesting thing about crypto art is freeing us all from the algorithm of before we were doing everything on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, whatever pleases people and whatever gets the biggest traction. And for remix artists and people like us, it becomes politics and like the darkest stuff, and crypto art's kind of freed us from that. And that's really nice.
Also, you guys are doing so well in the NFT space, doesn't it?
It just does like way better than something that you've put so much time and effort and your heart into. Like, how do you feel about that?
That's like that's almost every for me. That's like all the time.
You're like that is the norm.
That's the norm, yeah. That's
I think our connection is glitching.
What about you, Johnny? Do you still feel that, or now that you're yeah?
Sorry, say that again.
Now that you're NFT, or that like the stuff that you truly like, is it lining up better for you now? Like your latest drop, like the dogs and the cats thing, like you wouldn't really have anywhere to put that NFT space necessarily, you know, it wouldn't fit into any algorithmic thing. Work, and now you take that and I feel like it's starting to align a little bit better. It's just sort of what you were hinting at.
Yeah, to be totally honest with you, I don't think what we're doing now is any different to what we would be doing if we were. Yeah. No, the only thing is you're right. It wouldn't have as big of an audience, but also, yeah, no. This we are doing exactly what we would be doing.
Yeah.
Right when we got into crypto art in December last year, we were basically figuring that we were just learning, you know, and we just wanted to make animations and storylines and fun stuff, and we weren't expecting a lot of views. We knew that if we did a remix that was like contentious, it would get a lot of views, and we knew that if we made art, it wouldn't get a lot of views. But we just carried on anyway, and we like made the art that got not many views, and then we made the contentious stuff that got millions of views. And yeah, and we just carried on. So to be totally honest with you, in terms of like cinema 4D and music, but I tell you, the thing that's being freed up is like the thing we've done with you, Jonathan, is the animation artists that we work with, like Brian Brinkman and Bananakin and Everfresh, and these people that if we tried to hire them before, because we constantly do corporate work,
right,
where what we did before crypto art, where corporate clients pay us, and then in order to hire someone else, we have to like commission them and make sure they're free and they have the time, and go, can we hire you from this? And then you got to jump back to the client, and then you got to promise the money up front, and make sure, it's really hard to hire other people. It's like some of my friends who are cinema 4D artists and animators, it's been really hard to hire them for jobs, because it's just like planning, but with crypto art now, like I said, the remix project we did with you, now suddenly we're working with these amazing animators and suddenly doing music videos that we would have never dreamed of, because crypto art's made it possible, because you can turn around to an animator and you can go to, I'll make the music, you make the animation, let's split it 50-50, and here we go.
And you've even said to me that you've turned down corporate work now that you would have taken in the past, but you don't have to take it anymore because you work for yourself now, and you don't have to take those gigs, and I've experienced this, and that's, Brian Brinkman just quit Fallon, for Christ's sake. Like, he's been on Fallon for I think 12 years of NFT. He's able to say love you guys, but see you later. I'm gonna go make my own shit.
Yeah. But most artists needed, the dream for most artists was to make a living out of it, and make a living out of art. The dream was to be in a very great company, to have a great clients, great customers that come to you. Now everything has shifted. Now the success is not having big clients. The success is doing what you want to do and what you're good at, and everyone who is doing this now is discovering a freedom that is very exciting for an artist, to be able to do whatever you want, and having an audience and having a way to make a living out of it is something. It's a revolution for all the artists that can approach this with NFTs.
And like you said, it's not necessarily going to make everyone a millionaire, but it opens the door to people being able to
make a living. Like YouTube influencer at some point. Not everyone is going to be PewDiePie, but I think there are many people who are making $70,000, $80,000 a year and making a living out of this.
Yeah. If I can add to that, so I've been in the rave scene since the 90s, and there was a time where fanzines and like really like hyper local, mixtapes and flyer collectors and flyer traders and fanzine makers would make little things for their community. Yeah. They might only do 10 or 15 of them. They might even sell them for $2 or $3. It's for flyers from different parts of the city or different parts of the country. Yeah, it reminds me so much of those early rave days that it's really hard to turn it down. It's hard to say like, oh, I'll wait till it's more popular. It's like, no, this is where the exciting stuff's happening, and the rest of the world doesn't get it. It's still a secret.
Yeah.
Nice. That reminded me. Me and my friends in high school, secondary school, we had a fanzine called Knee Deep in Shit. And we would basically use the school photocopier to photocopy the fanzine, and occasionally when we couldn't like sneak access to the school photocopier, we'd actually have to go and print it in a shop and pay something extortionate, like, I don't know, 15p per page. Back then. I don't even know what that is now. That's a lot of money. Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
Sorry, reference. Yeah. But fanzines, yeah.
And that's what I like about this. Yeah, like this feels all so close to it. It's like I came across you, Johnny Eclectic, from watching your videos and being like, oh my gosh, how does he do that? I want to learn how to do that too. Okay. And I've been following you forever. And what I love about it is all of our worlds are so approachable. It's not like it's Hollywood FX companies saying, "Oh, well, we can't tell you our secret way of doing it." It's all very approachable and possible for us to find our way through it and find each other.
Although you are a video professional also.
Yeah. I work on video and do audio for work, sadly. But eventually, more into doing art for art's sake.
Yeah, that's cool.
Guys, I have to take off. My kids just came back with my wife, so things just got really chaotic in here. It was lovely speaking with you all.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Cool guy.
I would say to flip the subject up slightly, Crypto Euclid, Tamara, you were talking about getting an RV and going on the road.
We are. Yeah, I don't know if you can talk or not because he was all crackly and stuff, but yeah, he has his, I guess just being in the house. We work from home, so being in the house for like the last year has not been great for some people in this family.
Who,
so
me?
we're just going with it. We're going to, you. Yeah. Your famous mental health issues that you tweet about all the time. But, living with him is like living, it's insane.
What?
So it's like we don't stay still. We go from one place to the other place to another place. So now we're like, let's just do this RV thing. It's an exciting thing. We're always, right? We're always doing something new and exciting.
Can I quote you? Am I coming through okay now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, can I quote you in saying living with you is crazy? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think maybe I said insane, but
Insane.
yeah, it's similar.
Yeah,
The same thing.
This cheap ass iPhone that I bought for Clubhouse does not work well for Spaces apparently, because if I even touch the screen to like add people, it starts to glitch out really bad. So I'm trying to add people to speak, but this phone's fucked up. But anyway, yeah, I feel
like Spaces is being acting quite well.
Yeah, I think we've maxed it out. I think we've got 70 people in here, and I think that's the max. No, we're gonna. Yeah, we've already put the deposit. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go pick it up on the 27th, and yeah, we're gonna drive around the United States and create content and shoot video.
We're
and
still gonna try to do this like responsibly.
Yeah.
For what's going on right now, it's kind of still a crazy time. I mean, I know that everybody is ready to see everybody, but we're still at like let's just go explore and do things. Kind of, I don't know if you guys have seen like Tom Green's new thing, but he has a van and he's just going to like remote places and videoing it, and we're kind of going for that kind of thing, just checking out, just kind of getting back out of the house and back into the nature kind of thing. Just you switch it up a little bit, right?
I have seen that actually. I have a lot of Twitter friendships, and one of them is Tom Green. We follow each other. But no, the traveling stuff. When I was a kid, like 8 years old, we had a yellow VW camper van.
Oh yeah.
And there was like the roof popped up, and there was a bed in the roof, and then there was like a net bed that came down, and then the back seat became a bed.
Oh, that's so cool.
And like my mom, my dad, my brother, and me, we'd like travel every summer from London to Croatia.
Yeah.
But, through France, Germany, Austria, down to Slovenia, but it was like a road trip, but then we'd stop off in campsites, and I love that kind of stuff, man. And right now we live in Barcelona, and we really want to keep going to Croatia, so I think we might go. We won't get an RV like you guys, but I think we might try and get a camper van, maybe an electric VW camper van.
Yes, you got to like put crazy stuff on it, and I mean it's just I'm excited. I think that we're gonna have some fun. There's probably gonna be some tears, but there's gonna be a lot of laughs, and we're gonna share it all on Twitter, of course. And
we're gonna try if we could
some of these spaces.
If we could get our internet figured out, because like streaming and doing all this shit on the road until Elon Musk.
There is no try. There is only do.
Until Elon Musk comes out with his Starlink for RVs, we're going to be dependent on our cell phones. But yeah, we're going to try to create a shitload of content and have a lot of fun. That's the point. But yeah, there will be tears. Yes, that's true.
In the United States, do you all have 5G now?
Yeah, mostly. There's well, I wouldn't say mostly, but I think it's pretty well covered. I haven't gotten a 5G phone yet, but probably will, because I know that'll help tremendously. But I do believe with 5G, you have to be like really close to towers and stuff. So I don't know how well that's going to work like out on the road per se, but I think we'll be okay with just LTE for the majority of it, and then we can bounce around to different like Wi-Fi spots and things, and yeah, we'll be able to do it. I'm gonna get a drone.
I signed up for SpaceX. And they offered me
They offered you a what? You cut out.
You interrupted Johnny.
No, I interrupted you. It's still the timing, you see. Like, I heard him stop, and then I started talking, and then he kept... I'm sorry about that. But no, I signed up for SpaceX, but then they offered it, and I was like, yeah, the SpaceX stuff, the preliminary test one. But I turned it down because now we're at home all the time, so it's like, I have no use for a SpaceX internet.
Right.
Well,
before I was gonna walk down the road or go up the mountain and be like, I've got super fast internet right here.
Yeah, supposedly he's gonna come out with it for the RV, which is really for RVs and trucks and things. So right now it's available for home here in the U.S., but I read an article that said that sooner than later they're going to be available. It's going to be available for like RVs and trucks because it's a big ass satellite. So I'm excited about that. That'll be cool. But yeah.
Did you ever see that mock RV they did for the Tesla? They were like, the Tesla company making an RV.
No,
I didn't see that. No.
Sure, it was crazy.
Did it look anything like the truck?
I used to play like music festivals a lot, and people would have those RVs where you park them up, and then the living room expands out of the RV, and it was like a 1 or 2 bedroom RV. I love that stuff. That just seems so comforting. I don't know why. Driving out into the woods.
They seem that way. I feel like they all leak. Okay. There's so many things with RVs. Like there's so many like ways to make them better. But I always loved camping. We haven't done any of that in so long, so I'm excited about it too because it's like the fires at night. So it's just a change of everything that you're doing. So instead of being inside and completely, I'm sure we're still going to be on the phone and on the computer, but we're going to have more outside time.
Well, Tamara was
fire. It's gonna be a whole different.
Tamara was joking about my mental issues, but it's not even a joke. Like, for real, like, I'm getting to the point where, like, my depression and shit is getting really fucking bad, and it's because I'm always home. Like, we have the luxury that we're self-employed. We work from home. Our kids are homeschooled. One's gone, but the other's homeschooled. And then you add in this whole fucking pandemic thing with the shutdown. Like, it's fucking time for me to get out. Sorry, I gotta go. Like, we gotta go do something because, like, my mental health is deteriorating. Like, for real. Like, and we have the opportunity now, and I'm like, let's do something fucking crazy. Let's buy an RV and just live in it full time and make videos and shit and see what happens. We have no fucking major plan or anything. Nothing's planned out. We're just gonna do it and see what happens. And whatever. Midlife crisis, I guess. That's probably what it is.
Which direction are you going to go in?
That's a great question. I don't think we've really even planned any of this. We've got to go see my mom, but other than that, go ahead.
We're gonna hit every state, and for sure. So, all directions. We're gonna go all directions.
All right, crypto question. Yuki and Tamara, what different coins do you hold?
Right now I'm all Gala. Like I'm into Gala, but it's Bitcoin and Gala, really. I mean, for me.
So I want to say this, that I was just looking, and I had a shitload of Doge at one point, and I fucking sold it, unfortunately. And I made the mistake of going and looking to see how much I had, and it's kind of sad.
I told you not to do that.
But no, I'm not a maximalist by any means. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist, but we're like, I'd say 90% Bitcoin, or at 80% Bitcoin probably right now. And our full disclosure, our sponsor for our show is Gala Games, but we're real I'm a big believer in these guys. They're coming out with some really cool shit. And yeah, we have a nice chunk of Gala token as well. So that's pretty much it. And Ethereum, we have a little bit of Ethereum. I mean, you got to have Ethereum. Like, you just have to. Like, you can't do shit in crypto without, having Ethereum. So that's probably our three.
And NFTs. I mean,
dude! I've got
into like our
I forget to keep track of it. But seriously, it's probably another 20. Okay, so if you pied it out, a big chunk of it, maybe 20% is NFTs. And we've accumulated some really good stuff. Like we've got a couple of packs. We've got a Trevor Jones and Pack collab. We've got Blau. We've got some really good like land deed NFTs.
A lot of money.
We do have a lot of money. I don't have like any of his really cool shit, and I'm sad about that. We do have the banner art that he did for us. He sent us that, and then I bought.
All of his stuff is really cool.
No, I'm saying we don't have like no shit. Obviously all his shit is really cool. I'm saying like what I have, like his stuff that he's been dropping lately is just too expensive for us. We'll have to get up to that point where we can get a lot of money.
Right. We could forego the RV and just get in a lot of money.
It's probably a better investment, but
in a world full of like really sheen motion graphics, like a lot of money has the humor that really resonates with me. It's kind of like the most important thing to me actually is humor. It's also why I love you guys. It's like the ability to laugh at stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing too. Like you got to, man, if you can't fucking laugh at the absurdity of life, because come on guys, this shit is fucking crazy, right? Like just life in general is fucking crazy. And if you start thinking about it, it's hard. It's hard to deal with. So the best way that I've found to deal with it is with humor. You have to laugh at the absurdity and the chaos of life.
That, and sometimes I hit him in the head with a frying pan just to knock him out, so he doesn't think for a while.
That's true.
That works.
She does hit me in the head with a frying pan. That's why I have brain damage.
No, I don't. I don't, but I might start.
Humor is a good way to protect yourself and to spread happiness at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's pretty great.
I tell you, I just want to take something totally left field, a subject I think everyone here is slightly interested in, UFOs and aliens.
Yes.
So earlier today, I sent Tamara a video. I sent you that video of the triangle UFO.
Yes.
What did you think of it? Did you watch it?
I didn't get to watch the whole entire thing, so I was telling Maria, I'm like, I need a TLDR, a TLDW, because I didn't get to the end yet because I was in the token smart gift dancing. So,
what's a TLDW?
I too long didn't watch.
Oh.
Obviously.
Okay.
So quick background for everyone. Basically, the American military government has been leaking videos and releasing videos of these triangle and circular tic-tac shaped vehicles that fly from space down to sea level at 2.5 seconds, faster than anything that we have can go. Mm-hmm. And then they float around and they appear on radar and they appear on sonar and then they jump into the sea and then they fly at 1,000 miles under the sea and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. I just find that kind of stuff fascinating because it's kind of like one of the most interesting things happening in the world right now.
Yeah.
But no one ever talks about it.
No one's talking about it, and you can't. And even they were saying, the part that I did see, they're like, you could get the best documentation, the best footage, the best, they were using an analogy of like the alien or whatever could be in the window just waving at you and you can see it plain as day, and people would be like, that's a hoax, that's fake, that's not real, so there's just this whole thing behind it that's just from like my whole entire life of there's not really aliens, that's not a thing, and then the people who's like, well, we can't be the only thing out here, and then you see, I guess it's like, what do you do if you want to discredit something? You put out like a ton of hoax videos, right? So like everything we've ever seen has all been discredited as hoax pretty much. So I don't know, but nothing would surprise me more than aliens to just pop right out of the fucking sky. And it seems like it's happening like you said, but we don't see anything about it really.
Well, it's just
and
like
there's another good.
Go ahead, Johnny, you're good. Go ahead.
No, so it's another level of crazy interesting history. Have you ever seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while though.
There's a French scientist in that movie, and it's based on a guy called Jacques Vallée. And Jacques Vallée is this a physicist. He's an innovator of the internet. He's one of the guys behind the internet, basically, and he's an investigator in UFOs, and it's even more crazy than aliens. It's that we might be part of a reality that isn't real. There might be time travelers. There might be interdimensional. And basically what it is that he interviews people. He's gone around France and the military, and he has top level security clearance in the American military and stuff he can't tell us about.
Right.
And he's obtained metals from these downed UFOs and investigated them. So I know it sounds crazy, but it's all absolutely true. But the thing is he's not saying he has a definitive answer. He's not being arrogant. He's saying we don't know what this is. It might be interdimensional. It might be time travelers from the future. It might be aliens. It might be something we don't even understand in terms of 15-dimensional, string theory physics that we don't understand. So, yeah, that stuff is crazy. But the simple fact is there are these giant metal objects that are flying at supersonic speeds around the military. And what I find really funny about it is the military out there going, hey, guys, there's these really dangerous things that could kill us. And it's like, oh, really? Because we already were worried about you killing us. You know what I mean? It's like, I wasn't so worried about the aliens. I was a bit worried about you and your drones.
Maybe the aliens are coming to save us from our military.
But also, it's that they have these stories going back 70 years, like in World War II. Winston Churchill had a document where he was like, you have to hide the UFO shit because it's going to scare everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so basically it's been going on for 70 years, and the whole time the military's been going like, let's go bomb poor people in the Middle East. That's really important. But the whole time this has been going on, there's been these weird metal craft that fly around at supersonic speed and make jokes of our military. It's really interesting. It's really interesting.
Is. That's what they were saying. They are calling them drones because they didn't want to raise alarm or answer questions or something, but they're not drones of any kind of drone that we know of. And this is, like you said, at top level security things. It's not like there's of course, the common people don't know about them, but the top level people have no clue about this. And how did they just suddenly without warnings appear over the military areas that are highly tracked, right? I mean, you're not just going to fly something over this military area without it. How did it just get there? It's crazy. This is crazy stuff. But then you're watching it and you feel like you're a conspiracy theorist just watching.
Listen, I have my theory on aliens is this. They haven't found us yet, and that's a good thing, because if they fucking find out about us, we're all going to be their pets. I mean, that's obvious, right? Not only,
just like Johnny's saying, we don't know that they're aliens. We don't know what it is. What is it? First of all, what is it? And then I don't know. It's just it's mind blowing, but we don't hear anything about it. It's probably because it is mind blowing, and we would all be like, what's going on?
I think they're going to harvest us for their, and use us as a resource. Or we're gonna be their pets, or eat us or something. It's not going to be good if there's a civilization that's advanced enough to find us and come here. I think we're in trouble. So my theory is that it's not going to be a really good thing if aliens do, and I don't think they're here yet, because I think if they were able to send little drones and shit here to spy on us.
I don't know if they're little.
Right. Well, I don't know. I think they would have already came here and harvested us for whatever aliens use, on a daily basis.
Well, you have a very negative, outlook on things. So of course you would feel that way. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but that kind of is the problem is, how many people are going to assume that they're here just to kill us, and then what are we doing? However we respond to whatever this is that might not even be aliens, but
let me tell you that men have to perceive threats, and they have to guard their females against perceived threats. That's why we are constantly on the radar for bad things, whereas women are nesters and build homes and givers of life. So you guys don't want to think like that, but we have to. We have to protect you.
Upstairs. There he goes.
Can you hear me?
Oh my god.
I don't know if you guys can even fucking hear me because there's like a crazy delay. I'm like over the spaces shit.
Oh my gosh.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Can you hear me or not?
It's too much. I can't. I can hear you now, but you did go out for a little while there.
So I came back in as Maria.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah,
the Abby and the voice are not matching up.
It's like glitching on my end. So I have
what do you think about it, Johnny?
No clue if you guys can hear me or not.
Well, we heard that, but
I think we're testing Twitter's limits with the.
Yeah,
we might be.
We've maxed out the room. It's maxed out.
It's the alien talk. But no, maybe we'll see some of this in the RV. I'm a little scared to even throw that out there because I don't want to. I don't want to
go to Arizona and Nevada.
Yeah, we're planning on going that way. That's where Yuki wants to head. So we will be there at some point. But
go to Area 51.
Yeah, we'll let Yuki run. Like as close as he can, do the whole arms flailing behind.
We're going to the desert for sure, and I already said this on Twitter, I'm gonna take some peyote and go to the desert, and I'm gonna talk to the spirits and shit.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna find some.
Yeah, I'm gonna find some peyote.
Oh my gosh. I'll be sure to get video for you guys. Don't worry.
What does peyote look like? Is it like a powder, like a little tablet?
It's a cactus, like a thing. As far as I know, it's like a little cactus that grows out in the desert. Like the Native American Indians use it spiritually and religiously and stuff. But I believe it's a little cactus.
Yeah, but since you have no clue of how much to take, how to take it, what part to take, what it looks like, where to get it from, then this seems like, pipe dream.
Tamara.
As you like to call it, a pike dream, even though that's not a thing.
Let me just tell you, when I
ever tried DMT?
No, I haven't tried DMT yet. I've only done mushrooms and LSD. I did a lot of LSD when I was young, but only mushrooms now. That's the only thing I do now, because, yeah, and maybe peyote.
To be honest with you, last time I tried LSD, I got really bored.
I don't have any desire to do LSD anymore. I don't want to do LSD ever again, probably.
No, I didn't have a bad trip. I was just like, okay, the walls are moving. Okay, this is amazing, fifth dimensional, whatever. I got very bored by LSD.
Sometimes I loved it. It's a long time, so you're
I loved it when I was a kid. I loved it when I was in my 20s. It was like whatever.
Right. But now
I don't know
not so much.
And that's and also with DMT, I feel like I'm going to meet those space aliens and be like, "Can I go home now?"
Yeah.
You're gonna be partying with them, and you're like, "When do I get to leave?"
Yeah, I want to go play Nintendo Switch.
Machine elves. You're like, could you guys zap me back into my reality, please?
The other thing is that I always imagine that people who take DMT, they suddenly appear in a galaxy or a universe far, far away in the equivalent of an alien office block. So people are just getting about their daily work, and they're like, "Oh, it's another human doing DMT. Hello, how can we help you? Yes, the meaning of life is happiness. Go back home."
They're just fucking with you. What if you get a troll, a machine elf troll, and they're just they tell you the meaning of life, but it's they're just clearly having a good time with you.
Well, that's the Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy, the meaning of life. That's that joke of aliens that pop down on the planet just to tease people, and they're like, "Oh, they just bleep lights at them just for a bit of a laugh." I think that's true. I think that must be true, because a lot of the alien stuff does seem like that they're just fucking with us.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's. They're the shit posters. They're going around. They're the degenerates. They have nothing better to do with their time.
I want to ask probably a dumb question, but I see a lot of money's back. A lot of money. Have you ever done psychedelics, and are you currently on them now?
I'm not on them now, but yes, I did a lot of psychedelics. I think DMT is the only thing that I still have on my list to try, that I want to try. Yes, I've done a lot. I'm still taking LSD. Not that much. I take very baby doses now, but I used to take many tabs at the same time when I was younger. Yes.
Yeah.
I think. Has anyone here ever seen the movie With Nell and I?
Sorry.
The what?
Have you ever seen the movie With Nell and I?
No.
No.
Great. This won't make sense then. But I had a friend who was, when I was way too young, who was an actor who had a bunch of California sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like when I started taking LSD. He was probably way too young. And the story I was going to say was relevant to that. But I've never taken mushrooms or DMT or anything.
Oh yeah.
It seems like a lot of money. Have you taken mushrooms?
Yes. A lot of them. Yes.
Is it nicer than LSD?
It's very different. It's more an internal trip with yourself. It's more of a psychological trip. You know, it's not the visual. You have to deal with yourself. If you take enough mushrooms, you will have a phase where you have to deal with your demons and you have to deal with yourself.
Yeah,
like a spiritual thing.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yes.
Very true.
When you get out of a mushroom trip, you're not the same. You had to deal with things you refuse to see most of the time. You had to deal with problems you have in your life, and when you get out of there, you have some clues, some solutions you can find. On LSD, it's mostly random what you get, and it will depend on everything that's around you. If your surroundings are cool and beautiful, you're gonna have a nice trip, and if you're in the middle of a city, anything can happen. So mushroom is more an inside trip, I think.
I agree with that. Like LSD is more like external, like outside, like your environment really affects you and influences you. But no matter where you are, kind of with mushrooms, it's more like inside, kind of an internal thing. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Can I give you some advice? This is to everyone listening. If you're hosting like a 2-day event where you're inviting, if you're inviting a bunch of people over that you've never met from the internet, and you rented a big cabin in the woods, do not take a shitload mega dose of mushrooms right before the people start arriving, because it will really fuck with you. And I've experienced this. And I ended up on the couch, like, instead of being like a good host, I was like on the couch under a blanket for like most of the event, like tripping really hard. But yet, I agree with a lot of money. Mushrooms are very very emotional. Like you have to deal with shit. You deal with your demons, and I think that's why they're good for like mental health issues and stuff, because it forces you to deal with those demons and things.
I will say that on the couch was better than on the floor in Vegas, on the sidewalk outside, on the dirty Vegas sidewalk. That was better.
Well,
you did better.
What's weird though about the mushrooms, like I have taken them when we were in Vegas and stuff in New York, and it was like being kind of like drunk. It was like I guess I wasn't having too many demons at the time, and I was just having fun, and it was like good. But the other time I passed out on the sidewalk wasn't because of the mushrooms necessarily. It's because of a different reason, because I'm like, I have an issue with blood, and I got a nosebleed, and yes, I passed out from my own nosebleed. Okay. Go ahead and laugh.
Yes, you did. I'm sorry.
No, it's funny. I had like a fucking like probably a panic attack or something, and I didn't completely pass out, but I sort of like slowly, dramatically.
I'm laughing, you guys, because it was the most dramatic thing. He's standing there and he's like, I don't feel good. I think I'm going to pass out. And then he lowers himself slowly to the ground, sits down, and then slowly lays himself down, and then even puts out his hands like together in like prayer.
Yeah.
And lays his head down on it.
It was dramatic. I was being dramatic.
It was the most...
What about when your kids were born, though?
Oh, he passed out them too.
Yeah, one of them I passed out. The second one, oh wait, was it the first one I didn't, but the second one I did.
The first one, I'm in surgery. I had to have a C-section, and all the nurses are surrounding me, as it should be, because I'm the one having surgery. And then all of a sudden he says, I feel like I might pass out. And they all rush to him and take him outside and are with him. And there's nobody around. It's literally just the doctor and me now. But he didn't pass out during that. And the second one, he did pass out. But he did it early. He passed out as soon as I was getting IVs. He said, I'll be right back. He went into the bathroom of the room I was in, and then we just heard boom, and then a slow slide to the ground, and the nurse looks at me and says, is he okay? And she's like, he's probably fine, right? And I'm like, no, he's not fine.
Probably not.
But he had locked himself in the bathroom. So it was like a whole thing. So.
Well,
but he made it through the actual surgery that time because he passed out early. So he made it through the surgery and he was there the whole entire time. Which was really cool.
It's a good thing that I got that out of my system, because if you're queasy right now, leave the room, because I'm standing there and they throw a fucking towel on the floor and it is soaked in blood, right? Because she had a C-section. And I don't know how I didn't pass out from that, but I think I got it out of my system or something. But let me just tell you,
didn't pass out. It was amazing.
Let me just tell you that childbirth is quite an event, fellas. If you've never seen it, it's quite an event.
I was in awe. That was the whole thing. It's like total awe. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, that's the most amazing thing I've seen in my life, including UFOs.
Yeah, right? It's crazy and weird, man.
It was more impressive than I've seen what might have been ball lightning, but it was maybe a UFO when I was a kid twice, three times actually. But childbirth, that's more impressive.
It's a lot. I mean, I can't even imagine. I didn't have the natural child. I had C-sections. If you have one, then you have to have them pretty much every one you have. So I had to. But it's crazy every time. It's I don't know. It's insane.
Well, yeah, it's very C-sections are legitimate surgeries. They cut them open all the way and just rip the baby out. It's intense, man. Very intense.
Yeah.
Our first son was 9 pounds 7 ounces. So I mean, it's a big fucking baby, And then our second son, he was 2 months premature, which is a pretty big deal. And he was 6 pounds 5 ounces, which is normal baby size. And he was 2 months early. So it was, but look at Yuki, I guess. So
he was ready.
Yeah, he was done. He was like, I'm coming out. So.
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah. Is he like that nowadays too?
Yeah, he can't sit still. I was like, yeah, I know you were in there. Right. You're like, get me the hell out of here. So I need to move. So, but yeah, he's always doing something. This kid's calves are going to be the size of my head or something, because he just jumps on the trampoline nonstop. That's all he does. So.
It's like one of those inside trampolines, and he's constantly jumping on it, but
constantly. Yeah.
You have a trampoline inside?
Like a little mini tramp.
Mini workout, a little workout trampoline.
I wish we could send you photos. Our living room is like an electronic drum kit and a Nintendo Switch and a running machine.
Right. We have a running machine too, because Yuki thought he wanted to run on it, but he hasn't.
I've ran on it a couple times.
It's great.
I've used it a couple times, hon.
We've had it for 4 years.
But yeah, to change the subject slightly, a lot of money. What does your living room look like right now? The nifty drop's happening in an hour and 20 minutes. Oh are you drinking? Have you had dinner yet? What does your living room look like?
No. Last thing I ate was 5 or 6 hours ago. Now I can't eat anything. I've drank 3 glasses of vodka.
Oh.
I'm about to pour myself another one.
I can hear it.
I'm not completely drunk, but I'm starting to feel a little dizzy. I needed this because it's very stressful,
Yeah.
Nifty gets away. It's very, very, very fast. It happens in 5 minutes, and but there are hours and hours of work that leads to this kind of event, and everything is decided in 5 minutes. So I'm not used to this yet.
Yeah.
I still need to take a little bit of vodka. I'm not drinking most of the time. I'm only drinking to party and with friends. I'm never drinking at home. But today I decided to go to take a little vodka, and that's helping.
Well, I think you're with friends now, so you can keep that whole thing, you know.
No, I'm not with friends. I was supposed to be with friends, and then I see my friend tomorrow.
Right. I meant with us now.
Yes, I'm with you.
Digital friends are real friends.
Yes.
You guys,
digital friends are always here.
Yeah.
No, I'm staying up. I usually go to bed like 11, 12, but I'm staying up specifically to see the Nifty drop because I want to experience that 5 minutes, and I think you're going to do really well. Like earlier today, I was telling you, I read that article about how a lot of celebrities jump into the NFT scene, haven't sold so well, except the ones who engage and really stick around.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just feel like a lot of the OGs, and you know, you're an OG. Like Murat Pak gave you a piece of art to signify your position in this whole place. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you're an OG, and I feel like you're going to kill it tonight.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Thanks. Thanks. We'll see that in about in 1 hour. In 1 hour it's the drawing, and the other two pieces that are in open edition. It's in about 2 hours. A
Wow.
little less than 2 hours.
What's the details on the open editions? A lot of money. What's the cost and stuff?
Open edition, you will have. I don't know how long they will be for sale. For 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute open edition. There's Love and Rockets. There is a love story in a loop.
Mm-hmm.
That will be $2,020, and there will be La Peste Bleue. And there's an animation about some kind of new blue drug that was sold on the road in the Middle Age by very strange persons. And you have to look at it. You get that drug with shrimps. You need a light shrimps in your arm to get that drug. I will let you check this. And this one is going to be $8,888.
Cool. And this is happening on Nifty, correct? This is Nifty?
Yes, it's happening on a Nifty Gateway.
Nice.
So it's going to be five intense minutes for me.
Wow. Well, we're very excited for you. We know you're going to do amazing. And if anyone's listening here, it's in 1 hour. Go check it out. Participate. Get yourself an open edition. What, Tamara?
A lot of money. Have you thought of doing reaction videos to you watching the things and then making those an NFT?
No, because most of the time it's going to take me sometimes to realize whatever happened. It's there's a kind of rush of adrenaline that is growing as we go in the evening and as we come to the drop. And once the drop is over, I'm on some kind of cloud, and I have to wait a few hours before realizing whatever happens.
It's a delayed reaction then. Got you.
Yes.
What was the first piece of art you ever sold for cryptocurrency?
It was the first NFT I made, and it was bought by a friend of mine that still have it. That is trying to sell it a fortune. He's not right now, with no success. But he was the first. He wanted to buy my first NFT, and so he got it. And it was an OpenSea, and it was my very first mint.
Oh, that's
nice.
Cool.
Someone offered me $1,500 for the piece you gave to me that has like 30 copies.
Oh,
that's nice. I would say hold it.
No, I'm not taking it. That's the other thing I wanted to ask. Like, when people give you NFTs as gifts, I kind of feel like if you sell them, it's kind of rude.
Yeah, I agree.
You've given me an NFT.
Yeah.
You know,
If an artist give me one of his piece, I will have problems selling it. Yes, but I had a gift from collectors, you know, and those one I would sell them because it's not the same thing as an artist sending you one of his piece.
Yeah, the collectors, the relationship with the collectors is so interesting. It's something I'm not used to because I've either had corporate clients, or I've been playing in nightclubs, or I've been working with record labels, and so the relationship with the collectors is so interesting because.
We lost Johnny. Can you hear me, Tamara?
Like.
No. My phone just crashed. Is that one dead?